We're back. It has been a fair while now, but I just can't leave something like Phantasy Star II has been taunting me in my backlog for 2 months now, since we've let it lie, since I made my video ranting about all of the ways in which I hate it and I never want to see it again and all the rest of that. But I can't let it go. It's a character flaw of mine. I just can't leave something unfinished. I can leave something and not start it, but once I have started it, I've got to see it through. And Phantasy Star II, I've decided I've had enough of a break, and much to the, no doubt, chagrin of my family and friends, I'm now willing to go out and try and finish it off. Now, if you haven't tuned in to the rest of the episodes, we are just about to enter the Climatrol dungeon, the final dungeon of the first third of the game. It's the biggest and longest dungeon we'll have entered thus far. It's a pretty tricky one, but we have made sure to get ourselves very well equipped. The game recommends, or various guidance stuff recommends, that you get to about level 15. We hit that. Most of our characters are now level 15 or above. Rolf is level 17, so that's a good sign. Nay, being a much faster leveling up, much faster scaling, level 34. The other thing that the game recommends you do is stock up on trimates, and trust me, I have stocked up on trimates. Just before I started the video, I went on a shopping spree, and every single character has plenty of trimates. A lot of them even have a couple of dimates left over, antidotes, all the rest of it. Of course, everyone is fully geared up for the difficulty we're about to enter, so I think we're in a pretty good state. Let me just check health-wise as well. Yeah, everyone's fully healed up, everyone's got the full amount of TP, so I'm not missing out there. I think we're ready to go. So, before we can do anything though, we need to teleport to the town of Query, because that is the closest level, and I think we probably want to save up as we leave, just because from the sounds of it we might want to be warping back here on occasion in case something goes wrong. So let's just find the save spot. There we are. Save here. Phantasy Star II, as always, showing that it can take a really long time to do really basic stuff. I did not really need to know just the levels of every character, and I realise now that I also have a Visiphone, so now I can save anywhere. I don't even need to worry about that. But it's good to save there, because it means that if we were to die, unlike if we use the Visiphone, we teleport back to Query, the closest town, and not all the way from the capital city. So it makes things a bit easier. Right, enemy is on the way there. I think we're at a level now where we can pretty easily take on any sort of random encounters we're facing. Maybe take a little bit of damage, but that's ultimately why Nay has her healing spells and all the rest of that. For the sake of healing on the way to the dungeon, we'll be using Nay's healing spells if needs be. And then it's only once in the dungeon that we'll start worrying about things like our trimates. Oh. Let's go on the jet scooter. Right, so what we want to do to get to Climatrol, because it's actually underwater. It's a bit of a hidden dungeon at this point. It's why we need to get the Motavia-wide gun in the last episode. What we need to do is we need to go to Uzo Island. We don't actually enter the dungeon, but we need to go to the island itself. We apparently need to go to the western edge of the shoreline, which I'm taking as meaning this side of the island. And then we head down, just straight down. And apparently we're looking for some sort of discolored water. We're looking for like a patch of the sea that's slightly darker than everything else, I believe it should be. There it is. And what we do when we're here, we go into our items, we go to Rolf. He's got the Motavia gun. We use it. And we enter the underwater waterway that leads to Climatrol. We're not in Climatrol yet. We're in a sort of lower dungeon that gets there. One of the benefits of taking such a long time to get back to Phantasy Star II is that someone has gone out and made a new version of the map for each area that shows you that it's basically they're significantly better than the old maps, which were literally just the zoomed out versions of each floor. You didn't get a huge amount of information from them. But now with these new maps, we have significantly more information. I can see much more easily where we need to go, where we need to avoid standing, to heal up and all the rest of it, to take the minimal amount of damage. If we do things right, we should only take about 5 damage going through all of these damaging blocks. Step through there. Sneak along here. These basic enemies, though, so far aren't too bad. Pug brats, I think, might be the higher level version of these pug enemies. But who knows? They didn't end up doing much. Whatever tier of enemy they are. Carry along here. So yeah, shout out to Starfighter76 on GameFAQs for providing these brand new maps. They give us a lot more information. The main thing is that these damaging towers don't seem to completely encase each area. Have we somehow gone the wrong way? Oh, we went left a little too early. We needed to go north a bit further just a moment ago. Another pug brat, but that should be easy as much as they seem to be attacking first. They don't do a huge amount of damage. That's very easily healable by Nate without any great consternation. So yeah, I should clarify, seeing as it's been such a long break, what each character is really here for. Rudo is our tank, but also because he's got a very powerful weapon, he's also a great damage dealer. Rolf is our main hero. We can't remove him from the party. He's a bit of an all-rounder, but especially on the attack front. But he can also do a bit of healing in a pinch. And he's also the way we're going to get out of the dungeon quickly, if needs be. Nay is a similar all-rounder. Can do a bit of healing, can do a bit of everything. But she's very much an early game character. See, her stats aren't great, but that somewhat makes up for it with the really high scaling she has, so she levels up a lot faster. And then Anna is a sort of group damage dealer. So, using her unique weapon type called the Slashers, she can't deal a huge amount of damage to each individual enemy, but if there's a group, she can hit each of them, all of them at once, and deal a lot of damage that way. So apparently the way we want to walk through this section is like this. Okay, just one final group of slug mess. They were a huge pain a few dungeons back, but at this point we should be pretty good to deal with them. As long as we don't miss a huge number of times, we can deal a lot of damage quite quickly. Ah, typical. They get one more attack in. Heal Rolf one more time, and then I think we're pretty much good to go into the dungeon proper. I believe it should just be going through this last piece of mandatory damage. And then because again they don't fully hit the walls, we are through, and now we are in Climatrol proper. Right, new maps, new layout. These first few floors of Climatrol, it's a big dungeon. There are a lot of floors here, but the first few are pretty simple to navigate. We shouldn't need to worry too much. And especially with our party, what we want to do is we just want to get everyone to attack constantly. Just attack, 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 attack. That's it. We don't need to think a huge amount about what we're doing otherwise. And as we keep going to the left, we can ignore everything with just following the very basic path forward. none of these extra directions are worthwhile. They don't lead to anything. We're just going forward the entire time. Ah, spit kills, a bit annoying going... don't tell me everything's going first. I still haven't figured out how speed really works in this game. I'm fairly convinced at this point that speed is just completely arbitrary. It's like, who knows who's going to attack first? It could be anyone. It's a little bit annoying that Nay has fallen asleep because it means that everything's going to take ages longer. But hopefully Anna should get rid of the slug mess now. There we are. And then the spit kills are really easy to deal with. As much as they've been attacking a lot, they haven't really done anything. Right. Great, that means another round of very slow healing. I reckon Rove gets 2 goes, and then Nay gets 1 go. Again, we may have stocked up on all of those trimates, but those are something that we want to save for a little later into the dungeon. When things really start getting tough, and especially when we face the first boss that the game is going to throw at us. We don't want to be using them all up too early. Hopefully we can get rid of the Scaly quickly, because they do a lot of damage. Nope. Of course. Typical. And even more typical fashion, we end up defeating it immediately after it lands an attack. Wonderful. Fan bites are simple, though there's a reason that they're random encounters on the overworld. Very simple to deal with. Rudo levels up, that's always good. Sorry for the little quick save that appeared there. Didn't mean to press that button. Right, hopefully that will be it. We take the only teleporter on this floor up. Oh, come on. Right as we step on the teleporter. Get into a fight with some scalies. I'll tell you now, it's really not worth it trying to avoid fights, you know, by running away or whatever. It just doesn't work. Enemies just avoid, just don't let you run away from a fight very often. You're better off just dealing with a fight. It'll be over faster. I have read up on a bunch of strategies that technically are supposed to allow you to avoid fights, but they're all stuff like, if you go and interact with every single block you walk across, that resets the enemy encounter rate. It's like, that'll just take longer than dealing with the fights, and then you're not leveling up. And then there are items that are supposed to allow you to avoid getting into fights, but they're not great. Right, okay. Nay heals, Nay, Rudo, and Anna. Gotta leave the menu every single time. This is something that I brought up in my rant video about why I found the game so tedious. It's the very slow process of healing, which you're doing near constantly. Right, one more heal on Nay. We're burning through TP quickly on Nay and Anna. But to be honest, that's fine. I'd rather do this now than waste some of our trimates. Maybe we should have used some more of our dimates, but it's what it is. Right, these first few floors, we can basically just walk straight to the teleporter, especially on this floor. Then on the 3rd floor, we want to go down here quickly to grab a chest. Typical. Of course, we end up fighting some enemies before we reach it. But luckily, pretty basic enemies. Catmans are weak. Glow sticks are very tanky and can do a lot of damage, but they're only really a big threat when you face multiple of them at once. Otherwise, not too bad. And we want to grab these chests. Most of them don't really have anything, but we'll need the Meseta they give us just because of how much we used to get to this stage. We don't want to waste them. Don't fall into the hole, that's going to drop you down back to the 2nd floor. And the next floor as well will also have something very similar. Head rods are a nasty type of enemy. Burn wolves aren't too bad, they just attack quickly, but head rots can do a lot of damage, and I think they can attack multiple enemies, multiple characters at once as well. And they're pretty tanky, which means we're going to be going and doing another round of healing. Fantastic. Who needs healing? Everyone. Wonderful. We'll heal Anna for now. Just Anna. Everyone says that you need to be stocking up on trimates, but they don't really clarify how many trimates you're going to be needing. So I don't want to use them now in case it turns out they're just going to be constantly using them later on in the dungeon. Go around here, grab a 5 vest. Again, none of these items are particularly useful for us, but they let us level up quite a bit. Right, we now enter the 5th floor, and this is the point that things get a lot trickier, because the next 4 floors are very multi-layered. They're all over the place. Don't want to walk around too much, don't want to get the enemy encounter rate up particularly high. There are realistically 2 trips you need to take if you want to get everything in the dungeon, and I'm going to do both trips. I think what we'll try and do is we'll do 2 trips on this first encounter, we'll leave the dungeon, heal up fully, restock, resupply, come back, and go all of the way up to the top of the dungeon. I think that's the way we'll go about doing this. Unless we end up being in a really good position, and then of course we'll just go all the way through. So, trip 1 of 3, what we want to do is from the central floor 5, want to head northeast and take the suit leading up in the far northeast corner up to floor 6. So from the looks of it, that looks like going down here, ignoring these big pools of water. Slow movement speed's a killer, but it is what it is. I don't think the enemies should be particularly horrifying. They are the strongest biomonsters in the game in this dungeon, but to be honest, the biomonsters aren't horrible to deal with anyway. So these wolf fangs, like their cousins, the burn wolves, very quick, but otherwise not too bad. I think we'll get up to the next floor and then maybe we'll heal up there. Right, and now we're on the northeast corner. We want to walk south, take the suit leading up, walk south and continue up the next suit to floor 7. So that's very simple. We just head down here, and then it's this suit by there we take up. And that takes us to the 7th floor. From floor 7, what we want to do is walk south from here. Yep. Walk south from here if you want a box containing some sandals. That's pretty simple. I think it should just be, yeah, by there. Not very far at all. Burn wolves will attack first, but we'll kill them pretty quickly. And the rotwoods, I'll be honest, I don't know why they're still here. They're massively underleveled for this area. They were already pretty weak in Roron, and that was 2 dungeons. And that was 2 dungeons ago. I don't know why we're seeing rotwoods running around. But we'll come in here, we'll grab some sandals. They're not great. What's our states like? Oh, let's risk it. Right, okay, so we have picked up the sandals. Pick them up, then continue down and to the right. What we'll do is see a suit, but we want to ignore it. Continue right. So yeah, we want to ignore that suit there. I want to keep going, and there'll be another suit, and that's the one we're going for. Cat Fang. How dangerous are these guys? If they're like anything like their Catman cousins, they're really weak, and they just attack fairly quickly. I think we'll hit this suit, and then we'll heal up a bit. It's really... I really wish there was some more sophisticated healing options. As it is, you really are either just spending ages using your items, going through there. Let's use some die mates. That'll expedite things a bit. Right, let's use some die mates. Yeah, just to get them out of our inventories, if more than anything. Use our Nay. And I think most of our characters have at least a few of them. Nay, do you have some die mates? Yes. Because we brought them ages ago and just haven't used them, really. There we are. We'll leave Rudo at the level. Ignore it, continue right down the chute on the far right, back down to floor 6. Should be on floor 6 here. The problem is that the maps are a bit confusing. Yes, okay. I see where we are. We're down on floor 6, walking south. You'll see 2 more suits, but we want to ignore both of these. One leading up, the other leading down. Ignore both of these and follow the corridor until you reach yet another suit leading up to the pit. Right, so around these water pools, I don't really know what the idea is with Climatrol. Maybe they're like water from dams or something. Like Climatrol is effectively what's controlling our planet Motavia. They're like, it's like the management facility, because this was originally a desert planet, it's now kind of all lush and green. I guess the idea is maybe they're running the climate, the weather, that sort of thing. So I guess maybe this is the water it's using for that. Want to use this suit. Right. Yeah, pit, take this up to floor 7, then follow the path and take the suit at the end up to floor 8. Problem is I can't recognize where this was. Give me a second. I guess just follow the path like it says and hope that we don't come across any other suit. Oh, wow, okay. Not really any choice on the matter where we were going there. From here... Oh, God, these are really long trips. From here, walk west along this corridor, and once you reach an open area, go southwest. Jesus. They just keep going. Flare wolves. Okay, I think maybe Rudo is in need of healing soon enough. Give him a die mate. Come on, flare wolf gone. Nice. Nice. Getting a lot of money from this, and all of the items we're collecting here will sell for more. I think I know where we are. I'm just kind of having a guess, because according to the map that I'm using as like a visual guide, that doesn't recognize this as leading to any items, which is clearly false. Right. Southwest Street, another suit leading down, go back down to floor 7 and walk right. Where are we here? God, this is so much here. I think we're going down here. Maybe there was another path, and that's the one that visual guide's using. But there's another chest. It's a laser bar. We're already long past the point of using that, but again, it's a good source of money, weapons that we don't need. Grab it, head back to the suit you came from, then walk west to find a suit leading back down, which I'm assuming is the one that the visual guide was taken, because I'm assuming we're using this one. Yep. Looking at the guide, it's assumed you take this way. Grab it, head back down to the suit you came from, walk west, find Julian, back down, take it down to floor 6. Are we on floor 6 here? No, I think we're technically on floor 7 for now. Take down floor 6 and walk south along the edge of the pit. Ignore the next chute leading up and continue around the outside of the pit until you reach a box containing some knife boots. Right, 6th floor. I guess this is the... It's taken. I'm so confused. Again, I'll post a picture of what the guide I'm following is, so you're just going to have to accept my apologies here as I try and follow it as we're going along.
A few moments later.
Okie dokie, I think I figured out where we went wrong. The guy doesn't really show this, but like, look, that's how we were supposed to get to this chest. Those tiny little knife boots there, this rinky-dink little path. I didn't read far enough in the guide. This is why you need to read ahead in advance and then kind of work backwards, because then you're going to end up in situations like that. It's like, okay, I get where we're going now. Characters are a little more damaged than they were beforehand, but there it is. Treasure inside. Go back and take the suit you passed. Go back up to floor 7. And then I think we're basically taking... Yeah, we're basically taking the way we just went back down to floor 5 to continue on the next trip. And I think we can use a couple of dimates and trimates and we can go straight into that. I don't think we're going to need to worry about heading back to Query yet to heal up. Maybe at the end of the next trip. But for now, I think we're actually good to continue. So we head back to the middle, through here. We have this path here, and then we move on to the next one once we've taken out these wolf fangs. I think what we'll do is we'll take these guys out. We'll use some of our trimates to heal everyone up back to full. We'll save with our Visiphone so that at least this trip is complete and we don't need to repeat this if we die on the next one. That's nice, good of Rolf to level up. Yep. Right, we're back in the center. What we do is we go into our items. Let's use Nay's trimates first. And we'll just give everyone trimates, even if they don't technically need that amount of healing. Nay, fully healed up. We'll then use Rudo. You're fully healed. Okay, he definitely didn't need it. That was a waste of a trimate there, but we've brought so many that we should be in abundant excess. And it gives us a little bit of leeway to use TP as well. Okay, definitely didn't need to use all of that. But now we use Rolf. We can use our Visiphone to save here. Data memory, boom, boom, boom. This is why this item's so good. We can just heal in the middle of a dungeon, save in the middle of a dungeon. Right. With that, we are ready to head off onto trip 2. This one's apparently a lot shorter than the last one was, but from here, what we're doing is we're heading to the southwest corner of floor 5 and take the suit in the far southwest corner. Cool, 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 cool. We head down here. From the looks of it, looking at the map, there's a suit just around here, yep, but we ignore that one, and there's one all of the way in the corner. Oh geez, multiple head rots. These are a dangerous group of enemies, so having 3 of them at once, very scary. Especially when Anna's not really hitting any of them. Or at least I remember them being really scary. They're not doing a huge amount of damage, so maybe looking back on it, they just look scarier than they are. But I think that should be good enough, yeah. And I reckon by the end of this, Nay will have leveled up again as well. So, right, bottom corner, take this, take the suit in the far southward corner, move east to a large open area, and you'll see a suit leading up and one leading down the vicinity. Take the one leading up, that's helpful. Like, how am I supposed to know which one's leading up based on this guide? Right, there are 2 teleporters here. I think it's this one that's heading up from the looks of the visual guide. They do have symbols on them, but I've paid so little attention to those I don't know which one actually represents what. But one leading down in the vicinity. Take the one leading up, then follow the corridor to the west, which I think is just along here. Yep. To grab another item, a ceramic bar. This is technically what Nay's wielding at the moment, so we don't need to worry about using it, but it will sell for a lot of money because it's a ceramic weapon, the best we got at the moment. Alright. Go back to that teleporter. And basically go the way we came. Go hit this teleporter. We'll end up basically where we started. We go back to the center. Check who needs healing. And then we head on to the final boss. Not the final boss. We head on to the final boss of this dungeon. I reckon we can get away with just using Nay to heal up. So it's Nay needs some healing, and I need some healing. And then we'll save once more. We're doing pretty good here. I'm happy with the way things have been going so far. I think we definitely overstocked on the trimates, but at the end of the day, we just use them in later dungeons, so it's all good. We once again use the Visiphone to heal, to save, and then we go on to the final boss. The first boss, I should say, technically. This is the first time that we're facing like an individual singular enemy that doesn't appear in random encounters and the like. Right, this will be the final trip. The top floor contains a boss monster, the first one you fought so far, and it is very tough, so would recommend healing up and all the rest of that. But we definitely don't want to be using Rolf's TP, so that's good. Right, trip 3. So we head to the northwest area of this floor. This is a situation actually where the visual guide has given us a great big red path for us to follow. So I don't think we actually need to follow the text guide anymore that we've been using, because in fact we can just use the big red go this way line on the map, which basically is just X marks the spot. Let's see how well this goes. Let's see how well I can follow really basic instructions. We go along this way, we enter this teleporter, then we enter this teleporter, we head down this way, follow along this corridor, go down here, up and along. Oh, don't want to fall down the pit, that would be a nightmare. There we are. I think we should be on the 7th floor here. Yep, and I think we then are heading this way for a while. And I believe that this would be the final teleporter up to the 8th floor, where we get to face our final boss. We'll heal up once more with Nay's healing techniques when we get up there, and then we're about to go and finally face something new and unique for this game, not just random encounters in a long and tedious slog of a dungeon. It'll be fun. Right. Oh, come on. The problem is there's so many random encounters that the game has a really great ability to deflate any tension from the moment, because you're like, right, we're building up to something here, we're building up to something, and it's like, no, you're gonna fight a tree. Before you can get anywhere, let's just, holy horses, let's fight a tree and a furry, and then we'll talk about the kind of cool stuff you're about to face. Right, last teleporter. And we're nearly there. Just along a few more corridors. Ooh, I'm all excited. This is apparently a very, very difficult fight. So this could go quite poorly. And it'd really suck if people were to die now. I'm not gonna lie. Nay, just hold it together for a few moments more, will you? Ah. Flare Wolf defeated. Along here. Alright, boss monster. Before we begin, let's quickly check our state. Right, nay. Does anyone still have a Dimate on them? Yes, that's good. Use that on nay. And then nay, you'll just heal everyone else up with your techniques. Who needs healing? Rolf needs healing. And Anna needs healing. Res Rolf and res Anna. Once more, we'll use the Visiphone to save before we talk to this boss. Because we're going to go straight into a fight when we do that, and we don't want to risk anything there. Yep, please erase that data. And then, let's get ready. Alright, let's see how this goes. Hi, you look a bit familiar. What's your name? What's this? He looks just like Nay. I am Nay First. I was born 2 years ago. I am the product of a biosystems experiment combining humans with animals. The people felt the experiment was a failure, and thus tried to kill me. I mean, you are strange, albino, blue-haired. You're a girl with blue hair and pronouns, probably. But I escaped and stole DNA's data from the biosystem. I have created monsters to wreak revenge on people who so carelessly and selfishly played with life. But there is another Nay within me. A Nay who is trying to stop me. Can't be, you don't mean. Yes, that's the one you call Nay. There's way too many times throwing around the name Nay, and they still haven't actually explained how you're supposed to really pronounce it. The one you think is a friend is a monster who despises all people. No, I don't hate humans, said Nay. I separated from Nay First because it was so terrible. It was so terrible in her. Of course it is terrible to be born a monster, but I couldn't stand by while you tried to get revenge by creating monsters. Fool, you say such things, but you are powerless to stop me. Just try it. Alright, well, I don't want you to make any more monsters, do you understand? Okay, well, I'm going to be blunt. This is not going to go well for Nay at all. Like, you can see how quickly things have gone downhill for Nay. And I'm afraid that this is very permanent. Nay, hold on. There's no hope left for me. Please, Rolf, don't let them ever repeat the mistake they made when they made me. Hope everyone can find happiness in their new life. After saying this, Nate died. Okay, bit blunter than I thought it would be. But yeah, Phantasy Star II, long before Final Fantasy VII did the big Aerith twist. Phantasy Star II was from what I can gather, the first one to do this whole thing of technically, theoretically building you up an emotional connection with one of your party members. Doesn't really, because the story in this isn't great. Tries to build up a emotional connection with one of your party members just to kill them permanently. From this point on, we are not going to have Nay in our party. She's dead. Rolf laid Nay's lifeless body gently on the ground. Nay, we will avenge you. This is very permanent. We're not getting Nay back. But of course, for this makes this fight a bit harder, because all of a sudden we're now fighting a very powerful enemy with just 3 characters. They'll do a ton of damage. Enough that we're going to want to be healing after every turn. I think we're going to get Anna to use an item. Trimate on Rolf, please. Nafoy. Nay first. Big damage there. That's good. Like that. We're just going to have Rolf use the Nafoy technique the entire time because it's far and away our best damage dealer. And then I think you have a couple of damages, so just let's be a bit economical here. Use down yourself because you're far and away the most at risk here. Okay, never mind. Rudo's in a nasty spot. So, once again, please go to your inventory. Dig out a Trimate. Heal him up, please. Oh, okay. Luckily, just barely get hit in before. Heal up by chance. Oh, nasty, nasty. Oh, this could go poorly if they hit Rolf first. This is why we had to save up before we went into this, because if we lost here, don't want to go climb up this entire massive tower again. I don't think she hit anyone there, that's good. Only problem is Rolf's messing constantly. Has he hit a single Nafoy in age? Okay, I think we're good for now. Just to let everyone fight. Unfortunately, there's no way for us to restore the TP. Oh. I didn't think C'd be able to one-shot them. I didn't think C'd be able to one-shot them, but thank goodness. Turns out that was all she needed. Yeah, Nay first, very dangerous enemy. But at the end of the day, no one in this game really has that much HP. So only 1100 HP to work with. We get the Nafoy, and we're making sure that Rolf stays healed up, and over time, you know, inevitably, that'll disappear. You just gotta be very economical, you. It's a bit of a shame that Anna doesn't get all of that experience, but is what it is. Rolf calls Nay's name once again, but his plaintive cry merely echoes and re-echoes. The weather control system is shaken terrifically. Now Nay First is dead, there's no one controlling it. All of the pent-up energy is pouring into the system. And look at that. All of a sudden, all of the climate towers all across the planet, they were supposed to keep the climate in check. Getting a bit crazy. The lake, which has been dry the entire game so far, is now back in action. What has happened? Rolf and the others quickly decide to return to Paseo. Better there than in an exploding building, I suppose. Enter the cloning labs. Who would you like to have return to you? Ah, the one called Nay. I'm sorry, but we really aren't able to return people who aren't human. It just doesn't work. Now, of course, that's a pretty piss poor explanation on account of the fact that up until now we've been resurrecting Nay plenty of times. But, okay, game, if that's what you're going to say, I guess we'll just chalk it up to ludonarrative dissonance. Just above Paseo is a plateau. Why not put her to rest up there? Don't be sad. Everyone must die sometime. Your friend led a full life. I mean, not really. She lived all of, I think, 2 years? Bit of a crappy life. And reading up on her backstory on the Phantasy Star wiki, it was a pretty miserable life as well. So, I'm not sure what you're saying, Clone Doctor here, but whatever. What about that tired young one over there? Maybe possible to bring him back to life? Anna has returned to life. Alright, here you go. I mean, that's a bit of a... You know, that's not a great form of sympathy there. It's like, oh, whatever, man. Here you go. Right, we enter the government tower. Something's wrong. I'm aghast. The lake is overflowing. Why did they say it like that? There must have been an accident at Climatrol. All of the rain supplies flowed into the lake. Mota is going to flood. Run for your lives. It's a catastrophe. Everyone's a bit crazy. Rolf, once again, there's a serious problem. There's been nothing but serious problems. I don't know what the surprise is here. Just when we were feeling relieved that those monsters had been taken care of, this happened. We could avoid the worst case if the dams could be opened, but there's no control. The Someone must go there and open them. Please let me do it. Well, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say this, but the government of Palm, which is like the leader of the solar system from what I can gather, they're like the main human settlement, has announced your names as the ones who made Mother Brain go crazy. Right now the security system is desperately trying to catch you guys. It's too dangerous to do anything that stands out. But even if we stay inside and hold our breath, they will find us sooner or later. I'd rather go and open those dams. I want to find out who's trying to destroy Mota. I see. I won't say any more. Take care of yourselves. Bit of a weak touch, this governor guy, isn't he? That's all it took to convince him otherwise? Yeah, but there we are. That's the rather dramatic end to this first third of Phantasy Star II. Defeat Climatrol, which was, I'll be honest, a much easier dungeon than people have made it out to be. And, yeah, Ney dies. That's it. Permanently gone. We're not going to see her again. The party reorganized itself. We now have a new party slot opening up, but we are now fugitives to the law. They'll have sent their security forces after us. The biomonsters are gone. The defeat of Ney First causes them all to disappear. But now a new group of enemies turns up, and this is where one of our party members we haven't used up until now will finally come in handy. Well, we'll bring him into our party before we continue. We'll heal everyone up, we'll save up, and then we'll call the episode there. Rugo and Anna are coming with me. But before we do that, I pressed the wrong button. We want to go and bring Kane on our journey as well. Reorganize. Right, who should we take on the party? We want to bring Rudo. He's great. We want to keep him just all of the time. We want to keep Anna, a big damage dealer, especially against groups. And then Kane. Hugh was our biomonster specialist up until now, but Kane is the one who's going to help us with the security forces. So we want him in the party as well now. We'll go to the hospital, we'll heal everyone up. And then we'll go to the data system and call it there. So, 60 Meseta, bargain. We don't even need to use any of our money either. Wonderful. It'll be a while before we need to use any of it as well, so we should have a good surplus for when we do. Go to the data system lab, and I'm going to say, as we save up, thank you everyone for watching. I hope you tune in next time as we go forth to fix all of these dams, find the control tower for them, and deal with the dams. Enter the second third of the game, of Phantasy Star II. But yeah, for now, thank you all for watching. Tune in next time. Adios, and ciao.